Hello aficionados and happy Tank Talk Tuesday to you. Start off this Tank Talk Tuesday with my fry tank. Just did a TDS test. TDS are reading at 177, which is exactly where it was last Wednesday. And this is even after I turned on the automatic fish feeder 4 times a day, the smallest setting that it has. And it is running clearly, and TDS are not going up, but also might be due to the fact that I added the guppy grass that Susan from SLC Aquatics sent me last week. I'm going to check out that video right here. And so yeah, it's doing really well. You see the fry are taking care of some of the mulm on the bottom of the tank, and as are the pond snails or bladder snails. I forget which one they are. These are bladder snails, right? But yeah, they're doing just fine in here. Plants are starting to grow since I added this light here on a timer. The main light in the background is on a switch that I turn on and off whenever I come in the classroom for the day. But ever since I've added the light on a timer, so therefore it can come on the weekends, I have noticed increased plant growth, obviously. The point that some plants are growing taller than I want them to. So next tank over is the beta tank. He's still doing much better than what he was in that smaller tank that I had him in. The running filter and heater now, he is much happier. The adult guppy breeder tank, like I said in the other one, the plants are growing much better than what I had planned. The pond snails or bladder snails, whichever one they are kind of having a little growth explosion, so I don't know, they don't really bother me too much. But the worms that are on the glass, you probably can't see them because of the glare, but the worms that I was asking the fisherman about last week, there don't seem to be any more of them, and I'm not noticing any in the substrate. Am I? I don't think I see any. Anyways, their population seems to be under control, but this morning I do want to point out that I figured I would do a water change first off to help to control the detritus worm population, and second off because it was probably timed, so I tested it with the TDS meter, and it was reading 199 for TDS. No, it's 195, sorry, I can't read my own handwriting. And then after the water change, it brought it down to 175, which makes it more in line with the guppy fry tank being at 177, so that's a much more reasonable number. And I will do the more regular water changes in this tank until I can get this detritus worm population under control and gone. So I do believe that is a reason to increase water changes instead of, what I will do with the fry tank is just do water changes based on TDS, the parts per million scale. Whereas this tank, I will do more regular water changes until I can get rid of the detritus worm, because I figure if I remove their food source, then they'll eventually die off as well. So I'll try that out. But anyways, water change really helped to bring it down by 20 parts per million, so that's a really awesome thing. Really good to know that. So yeah, on next is to the basket. So the basket pad, as you can see, it's TDS reading last week was 137. I just tested it. It's the exact same number right now, meaning that the plant to fish or waste ratio is right where it should be. Also, you may notice that my students have added more of the unicorn rainbow vomit gravel to the tank, increasing their prank on me. Also, you may notice that there's a lot less guppies in here. Well, I will say that for a different video, it's for a different story, but They have been rehomed all together in one group at this point, and that will be news for a different day. But in other news, the fry in this tank that have grown up in this tank, in this classroom I mean, they are definitely turning out to be males, and some of them are having some pretty cool markings. There's like a snake skin endlers, it looks like. That's what it's going to look like. On the background is very much looking like its father, which his father is the yellow one right here, Tequila Sunrise, and it's also his father right here as well. So I really like the snakeskin pattern on that one. I think it'll look really cool when it gets older. It was really difficult. I went to the local fish store this weekend, and they had some really cool looking snakeskin guppies. I mean, just some awesome snakeskin patterns. But I was like, wait, I'm going to see how my snakeskins, like this one in particular, turns out and see how good they turn out. So I'll be patient. Obviously, next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take off the plant off of the intake and hopefully put a sponge on there to prevent more plants from being sucked up in there. That's some guppy grass that I need to move over to the fry tank. So one question that I've been asked a lot by some friends and some of my students is, what am I going to do with all these fish in the summertime? Well, the males in the bachelor pad will go into one tub in my driveway, where it'll be a bachelor pad tub. They'll be having, you know, barbecues every day. It'll be great, sitting out by the pool, grilling and chilling. And then the fry will probably go into my daughter's 10-gallon tank in her bedroom after I put once again a sponge on the intake to prevent them from being sucked up. And then the other guppies will go into breeding buckets out in the driveway as well. So I'll be putting breeding trios in 5-gallon buckets to breed them this summer. And at the end of summer, I will hopefully have some pretty cool looking fry and see some, you know, I guess it'd be sometimes second generation fish of some of my breedings here, and see if I can get some certain traits to develop or express certain genes a little bit more. And then I'll be taking the plants, will probably be going, I guess, into my, I don't know, I might be setting up just a new 10-gallon tank at my house somewhere, just with filtration and heat and plants, and then I don't know, I might put a certain fish in there, not guppies though. Guppies will be outside, that is for sure. So it'll be a heavily planted 10-gallon tank is what I'll be having in there. So that is my summer plans for my fish and what to do with them. That should answer a bunch of the questions. So stay tuned. Hopefully next will be my portion of Tank Talk Tuesday Summer Tubbin edition, but with it'll probably be a little bit wet because it's been pretty rainy today, so might not be the best video footage, but maybe there'll be a few new surprises. Who knows? Maybe the rain will clear up, but that should be staying or showing up next. So stay tuned. So it's turning out to be quite a dry Tank Talk Tuesday outside with special summer tubbin edition. It did rain earlier today, so the water temperature dropped. But the great thing is that over the weekend, some mosquito laid some eggs and turned into larvae. So you see them moving around there. You can get the focus there. It's quite a few scoopfuls, but I'll just show you my very complicated collection process here. There's one squiggling in there. There's the focus on that one. Actually, here's a butter selection in here. I'll just swirl it around in there a few times. I know I caught about 3 or 4 just now. And that's basically it. Now I'll just add that and we'll watch the guppies go to town on these things and help to control the population. So first thing I do is just turn the net inside out and then dip it in here. And let's see if we can get a good angle for the glare and watch them go to town. There we go. They're just flying through there, swimming through there, just tearing up those mosquito larvae. The moment they move, it's like these little miniature T-Rexes in here. Eyesight's attracted by movement. Kind of the same thing, you know, the water's moving. A little bit different than that, obviously. But I mean, look at the colors in their tails. Just, I mean, it's gotten even brighter just in the, I'd say, less than a month that they've been outside. Oh, there's some pretty rocks. Thank you.
Some pretty rocks for you.
So I'm gonna go collect some more to go feed to these 3 grow out females in here. So anyways, that's about it. If you enjoyed that feeding or found the rest of the video Tank Talk Tuesday informative or educational or entertaining, or you enjoyed watching some future mosquitoes meet their maker, which not a big fan of mosquitoes obviously, but they're a good source of food, then give it a like, give it a thumbs up. If you did it, if you found any part of it unenjoyable or lame or boring, then give it a thumbs down, but please explain what I could do to make improvements on it next time. Maybe kill more mosquitoes. And if you haven't already subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. I post pretty regular weekly videos at this point, a few times a week. If you could share my channel with your friends on social media, that'd be great. Turn on notifications so you can be alerted of my newest videos and updates on my summer tubbing here with these guppies, and see what their fry turn out to look like. Speaking of fry, let's see how these fry are doing it right in here. They're growing quite nicely, much faster than they would in an indoor tank. Let's give them a little fresh water there. Increase the oxygen level in there. See if I can find some really small mosquito larvae to give to them. But yeah, I appreciate you stopping by, and stay fishy, people.